Hi everyone, welcome to this guest interview with Michelle, who is a website designer. I'm so excited to have her on talking about the customer journey and how we can make that experience on our website really special for our dream clients. So thank you so much, Michelle, for joining me. I'd love you to introduce yourself and your business and what you do.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm very happy to be here and for us to chat all things website. It's my favorite topic. I'm Michelle Pontvert or Pontvert, either is perfectly fine. And I am a Squarespace web designer, and I work specifically with service providers who are looking to grow and scale their businesses so that they have more freedom and financial security and time with their families. It's really important. I started my business because of my son and very much a family first operation here. So everything I do is really focused on making the experience of working on your website really easy and accessible, but also the outcome of our websites really effective, but also easy and approachable.
That's what we need. We need more ease and we need more flow in our life. So I love how you bring that into website creation. So tell me, Michelle, what stage of business do your clients come to you? Are they at the beginning, or do they hit a point where they realize that they really do need a business, website especially?
Yeah, usually for one-on-one work, I have worked with people who are a little bit in. I like to say once you've got an offer that's working, that's converting, that's a really great time to bring in a designer and basically put fuel on the fire. You know, you don't need a website to sell, but oh boy, does it make things easier. And once you really know what you're selling, it's so much easier to be able to create a website that supports that. And, you know, you touched on customer journeys. We need to know who the customer is and where you want them to go before we can truly create an effective website to achieve that. So I always like to say, figure out what you're selling first and who it's for. And then that's a really great time to bring in, you know, the professional and build out a site, build this tool basically for your business. I do have a bunch of resources for people who are a little bit earlier on, still figuring things out. And I have a really soft spot in my heart. I'm a DIYer in a lot of parts of my life, and I really like giving people the tools so that they know how to do it themselves. They understand what they've created and how it works. So I find myself really drawn to that stage of business as well. So I really try and basically meet people where they're at all stages, but my one-on-one work is usually a little bit further along in their business journey.
That's amazing. I love how you, the customer that you are targeting and trying to help, they can get those tools and that support even if they are early on, because many of us aren't able to invest in websites as soon as we have a reasonably clear picture of who we're selling to and have our dream clients. And the other thing you touched on is really who we serve. This work around the website is very much based around who you're trying to target. And how do you find that work then? There must be a lot of work that goes on to really figure out what kind of customer journey you want to pick up, who and how they walk through your website, and to actually put that onto the website in a way that it is actually optimized for SEO, for example.
Yeah, I mean, I do really take it as a partnership with the business owner. They'll always know their clients better than I ever can. So I think it is really about kind of pulling out from them what they already know and helping present it and package it up in a way that makes sense for those people. You know, copywriting, the text on our website is hugely impactful in helping people basically understand where they are when they land on your website, understand what it is that you're helping them with, whether you're solving a problem or offering, you know, a solution to something, and then telling them literally how it works. And that clarity can only come from the business owner, but oftentimes I find the process of working through the website, of writing that copy, of creating this customer journey really clarifies that for my clients. And I do, for custom projects, really enjoy the brand strategy piece of that puzzle, because it's again, pulling out of them all those things that we sort of know about ourselves and our business, but have never truly articulated and externalized so that other people, those customers, can relate to and connect to it too. So I feel like a lot of my work is really translating what's in my clients' heads and putting it out there on a website in their brand so that other people can connect to it and understand it too.
I think that's really summed it up so well. Everything is in our head, isn't it? And it is so hard to extract that and actually think about it ourselves, to really draw on who it is. Sometimes just getting that extra clarity on who we're trying to build this picture of our dream client as well. So it sounds like it's really quite deep work. And I know from past experience creating a website myself, I know how valuable that is as well, because getting to really work out who you want to help and who you're not for, they're both like equally as important, aren't they? What would you say on that?
Definitely. I think half of the work of your website is to turn away the wrong people, especially as service providers. We have, finite resources. We can't take every client and we can't take every sales call if it's literally everyone who comes to our website. So the website is in many ways the gatekeeper to you, and it's the place to help filter those, looky-loos, people who've just sort of learnt about you, and make sure that they are a right fit, that they're in the right place and the right person to actually hop on a call, go deeper, and then work with you. It's truly, I feel like it's like the gatekeeper, it's the secretary, it's your VA, it's the person, it's the thing that's going to protect you and your energy as a business owner by taking those people coming to you through the process of getting to know your business, how it works, who it's for, so they can self-eliminate and only have those perfect fit clients actually reaching out, which side product that is usually sales calls go much easier because you've got the right people who are ready to work with you, who want what you have to offer, hopping on the call in the first place. So it has a lot of trickle-on effects.
Yeah, fantastic. And it is just like you said, this is really the first element of that customer journey, isn't it? Can you tell us a bit more about how you feel the website forms that customer journey and really kicks things off, and how we can look at our website in the viewpoint of it being a customer journey?
Yeah, so I like to think of our website as kind of the middle point often in our customer journey. You need to get the people in your world, whether that's through your efforts in social media, other marketing, SEO, that they have to get to the website somehow. So that's the first part of your customer journey. That's all your marketing efforts. Once you get them on the website, we need to take them through the process of understanding basically what this business is, who it's for, how you help, and what that looks like, so that they can filter themselves into that next step, whether that's booking a call, hopping on like a group program and just directly purchasing. However it is you want people to work with you, the website is the bridge to get them to that next step. Then honestly, your customer journey really does continue past that. It's how do you follow up? How do you lead people, if you are doing sales calls, into the actual sale and the welcome process, and even the actual process of working with someone and hoping to get the referrals and the testimonials that then come back into your marketing, come back into your website, and it kind of completes the circle. So it is part of the entire ecosystem and can be a really, really great asset to kind of get those right people in the door so that you can continue the process and have those really good experiences, have those really good clients and feedback that feed into your marketing that then bring more good people to your website. So it all works together.
Oh, I love that, how you described it as an ecosystem. That is so perfect and really good to think of our kind of customer journey as that circle, and starting it off from our marketing, and then at some point they visit our website. Because often when people I know who would like thinking about a website, and they get a website and you think, oh, I'll launch my website and people will just come and find it. And it's such a misconception, isn't it? Because I think because you put so much work and effort into that, you just think by being there, by hitting the publish button, all of a sudden people will be aware you exist. So can you help us and maybe give us some ideas on how can we really, should we be looking at doing next to actually help us get found? Because the first point for the website is always going to be somebody hitting that, clicking it and actually entering the website.
I mean, there are 1,000 ways that you can market your business and market your website. And I think if you do have a pretty good website that is optimized to get those right people on the phone, you should try and lead most of those marketing efforts to the website itself. There's, the big elephant in the room, there's SEO, search engine optimization, and that's really trying to help the people who are actively looking for you on Google, YouTube, Pinterest, any search engine, be able to connect with your website. And there's a ton that goes into it. There's way more than we can cover today, but essentially there's structural sort of technical pieces of your website to set up correctly the first time. And then there is creating consistent content. And I really like to take the approach of it is designed as an algorithm, the sort of search engines, to present people looking for solutions with the answers. That is the base of search. We're just looking for something and the Google system is trying to present us with what we're looking for. So if we sort of blind eye, don't look at all the tech and really try and step into the feet of those people we're trying to serve, who we're trying to reach, and create our website and our content for those people specifically, you're doing most of the work of your SEO. Yes, there's tech. Yes, there's strategy, but really just being mindful of who that ideal client is, where they are, what they're struggling with, what questions they're literally typing into Google, and then creating your website to answer that, creating content to answer those questions. You're basically putting yourself out there where people are looking so that they can find you. So I take a very human approach to all of my work, but I think particularly with SEO, it can be so confronting and scary because it has this technical element to it and feels really unapproachable. And I think if we can just ignore that for a second, yes, it's important. But as early stage business owners and service providers, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is to create content that's going to help serve those people. Because ultimately, even if your site speed is a bit slow, if you've got the best article out there about how to solve this super specific problem, Google's going to rank that higher, regardless of how great whiz bang your website is. So the content is key.
Fantastic. I love that. That makes so much sense. It's really hitting the nail on the head. And SEO, it can feel like a big heavy kind of, I don't know what this is about, but I love how you've explained it. And as you know, I'm all about intentional working. So I love how you've brought that into the website, because there is an intention behind the website. So once the website's up, you want to continue having that intention for anything that you do to the website, which is your client focus and the dream client and who you're trying to serve and how you could be helping them answer the questions that they would have at that stage when they come to your website. So there's so many ways that we can add to what is a website, if it's a new one or an existing one, to really boost and help our SEO. And I guess blogs are maybe the one that talked about the most. There's probably lots more ways. And I wonder if you could share how we can bring that intention into our blogs, and how important can that be? Because we hear a lot about that, but there's, as you say, there's so many multiple ways of doing things. And sometimes it's finding the right thing that works for you. That's the tricky bit, because you're not quite sure what you will be consistent with, I guess, because, consistency is that word that's thrown about everywhere, isn't it, when we're building our business? And when it comes to things like putting content out or regular content out, you can feel that you're then constrained by, I have to do this every week or month or whatever it is that you've set yourself. So how do you kind of help people around that topic? What do you think about how, are there other ways that are options, if you like, of adding in features like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, because most of the people we're talking to are small solopreneurs, small businesses, you need to lean into what you can do. Like you said, you want to be doing something consistently that is really important, like showing up on all of your other marketing efforts. And I truly think like leaning into what comes easy is always going to be the easiest way, like path of least resistance any day of the week. That's the way to go. And personally, I've just gone through a journey of that. I know better. Like, I know you need to create consistent content, but writing is not the easiest thing for me to sit down and do consistently. And I started reflecting, like, you know what? Talking is really easy for me. I find it very comfortable presenting information verbally. So I've then shifted the focus of how I create the blogs by making videos and then using the transcripts. I've had clients who are very, very visual and want to create images and create slideshows, create visual blogs. And then it's really just about leaning into that and using a little bit of, SEO magic on top, optimizing those elements so that they are going to show up for search. But starting with the thing that is easy, the thing that lights you up, I think that's always going to be easier. And then set yourself up for success, like batch out a couple of things, schedule it ahead because life happens. I'm a mum and things pop up, and I can't maybe sit down every week to do this one activity. But the beautiful thing about our websites these days is it's very easy to schedule your content out. So you can batch record or batch type up or batch create whatever it is that you want to do for your content, schedule it to go out for the whole month. And then you only have to do it once a month or once a quarter, whatever can feel the most easeful for you. I really think lean into the tool. Like there's tools there to help you. So if consistency is something tricky, then find a way to make it fit you and your energies and your strengths, basically.
Oh, I love that. That's such great advice. So good. It is. It's so important. And when we do things that we love more, they're just a more enjoyable experience for us. And then, like you said, it's easier, it's more fun, it's more enjoyable, and it's the energy flows in the right way. Like rather than you feeling drained, you actually probably feel energized. Like this conversation we're having is a prime example that we thought, well, we'll try this and we'll do this video, and it feels like it's just flowing. And that's the way you want your creation of your content to feel, because it does come across to the other person who's watching and listening, and you want to be always putting yourself in the best light out there. So thank you so much for sharing that. That's so helpful. Please do tell us how you've come to doing what you're doing now and what your background is and really what your story is. Tell us more about you. I know you're a mum and you have a very young child and you're running your business all around him, but there's just what's brought you here to the website world.
So I've had a twisting journey to get here. I'm Australian originally. I moved to the States as a teenager, and I started my life in film. I was a set decorator for many years. That's what my education is all around, is film production. And I love storytelling. I love visual design, and logistics, weirdly, is a big part of that. And at one point after I finished my degree and was working in film, I realized I was in the wrong place, that my energy was being so drained. I was working 12, 13, 14-hour days. I never knew when the next project was coming, and it was just not fitting the idea of what I wanted my life to look like. In particular, the idea of what I wanted my life to look like as a mum, because that was starting to become something I was thinking about. So I basically uprooted myself and moved to France from the States where I was at the time. My husband is French, so there's at least a reason to be here. And I went on this journey of trying to figure out what to do next, and struggled a little bit to find my way. I ended up working for a bunch of small businesses and kept drifting towards their marketing departments, kept finding myself in their websites. I kind of self-selection kept ending up doing that work. And when I was pregnant with my son, I'd been with a company for a couple of years, and they actually let me go while I was pregnant. And it was really, really hard, but ultimately ended up being kind of the best bad thing to happen to me, because it made me really take a look at myself. I'd gotten a bit comfortable doing that work, and I didn't quite see exactly this thing that I'd left my film career behind to create. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to take it all into my own hands. I'm going to start my own business and take this basically left and right brain thing I've always had, very creative, but very logistically planning minded, and turn it into a business, leaning into all the skills I'd picked up along the way, working on people's websites, and basically started my own business. I really focused in on the user perspective. So user experience was kind of how I started. And I really take that approach in my web design work versus sort of being like really tech heavy. I really like thinking about people first, the people using the website, the people visiting the website, the people trying to find the website. I really take that kind of human approach to everything, and really love the idea of making everything accessible, not just people can understand how to use their websites, but also people can use the website regardless of their abilities or disabilities. And that's something that just like personally makes me really happy to be able to contribute in my small way to the world, to make websites that are easy for everybody to use.
Oh, what a wonderful purpose. I mean, it's just making everything accessible. That is amazing. And I love what you do. It's just, you again are leaning into what you enjoy, and you've created your business literally by building it the way that you want to. And that's exactly what, I say to my clients, everything has to be feel good. And I think you've just demonstrated that that's exactly what you've done. So I absolutely love that. It's so amazing to hear other people's stories and how they've come to doing what they're doing. So thank you so much for sharing that and being so open and honest about it.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Do tell all the listeners and readers to how can they connect with you, and where might they find you?
I mean, I'm a web designer, so I obviously encourage people to head to my website. I'm at Michelle Pontvert. There's T's. I'm sure that Minaz will write it out for us.
Yes,
that's my website. You can find all sorts of resources there. I have a blog, and I have a free training that is great for anyone who is thinking of creating a website or already has one and it's not converting the way they want. So that's at michelleponvert.com/converts. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook at Michelle Ponvert. I'm the only one, so I'm easy to find.
And can you tell us about what freebies you have that are going to be particularly useful for people at various stages of their business?
So there's the training I mentioned before. I also have put together recently an entire resources page, which has all my different free offers all in one place, and a bunch of tools and tech I really like, and then some educators I really admire and have found useful in my business. So if you head to my website, michelleponvert.com/resources, I put everything in one place, so it's super easy. Again, that's like the theme of my business. It's really easy to go find it all, and it's all in one place for you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing all your pearls of wisdom, Michelle. It's been amazing chatting to you, and I've loved talking about the customer journey. I think it's such a key element of any business, the website, and giving us a lot of things to think about, really. And I think that's where we can start, isn't it? So thanks again, Michelle. Thanks for your time, and thanks for all the wisdom that you've shared.